Welcome. I want to thank everybody for joining us this evening on a topic that's very dear to my heart. And I'm going to share a little bit about my journey and a little bit why this talk this evening is very important to me and my family. So I was introduced to Neolife over 30 years ago, and some of you know that I had a career as a police officer, and I was in my early 20s, and I was just really struggling with energy and hormonal issues and allergies and joint pain, and my mom was really struggling with aches and pains, and we were introduced to the products initially, and they made a huge impact in my life. I had more energy, mental clarity. I even felt that I was able to deal with my shift work without feeling so tired and stressed and run down. So nutrition played a really big role in just how I felt overall. And I got really excited about sharing this information with people. And I have to say that, after 30 years, my mom and I like to say that good nutrition and good supplementation just really help you age gracefully. And that's what I hope that we're going to help you understand, how nutrition does play a role in how we age and even our brain. It's so important. And, I have to share with you that a few years ago, my dad was struggling with some issues with remembering things, cognitive functioning, and he was going through a lot of testing. And later on, after several doctor's appointments, he was a boxer as a young man and had occurred a lot of hits to the head, right? And it was interesting because the doctor kept asking my mom if my dad played football, if he was in a car accident, because there was just some damage to the part of the brain. And, I have to say that over the years, my mom and dad have never stopped taking the products, and he didn't really start getting some of these symptoms until he was in his late 70s, and he's now 81. And I'm going to share, as we go through the presentation, I'm going to share some of the products that have really made an impact on helping to slow down the progress. So, and I just want you to know that, the supplements that we're going to share with you tonight won't cure, Neolife can never, or we can never make a statement like that, but it's amazing how with proper nutrition and some key nutrients, when you reduce inflammation and supply the body with the proper nutrients, how you can slow down some of the progress of some of these, degenerative diseases, and even stop the start if you get it early enough in your life. And that's why we're really promoting prevention. And if you have a condition already, good nutrition can really play a role in helping slow down some of the breakdown. And that's what we're hoping to help you understand. So let's go dive a little deeper into some of the products that we're going to be talking about in nutrition that plays a really big role in cognitive function. And, when you look at your brain, it needs so many nutrients, right, to stay healthy, to protect it from all the toxins that are in our environment. We need antioxidants, we need omega-3s, good quality protein. So all of these nutrients and clean water. So this all plays such a big role in protecting our brain. And we hear this all the time, right? Diet, you are what you eat. And the reality is that 75% of chronic diseases are preventable. Okay, so your brain, you can't have a healthy brain with poor quality diet, and the food that you eat every day is the foundation of your body for life. So we're going to talk about some of these foods, and the Canadian Food Guide, they did this amazing change back in 2019 in Canada, where half of your plate, right, should be your dark colored fruits and vegetables, with a little bit of protein, a little bit of whole grain, and good quality filtered water should be your drink of choice. So this was really exciting when they made this change, because all of these nutrients play a really big role in health overall, and especially for brain function. But one thing I want to share with you is this is what drew me to the company over 30 years ago, because I thought I was eating healthy. I was eating whole grains. I was eating fruits and vegetables. I wasn't consuming a lot of sugar. And I thought, why was I feeling so tired and really had a hard time dealing with stress of my job and sleeping and PMS? Well, this study was recently published, and they discovered that it's what we aren't eating that's killing us. And it was a global study published in Lancet, done in over 190 countries. So this is a very powerful statement that they make, because our grains today are no longer the same grains that we consumed 70 years ago. So this is what they found, that we're not eating enough whole grains, fruit, nuts and seeds, omega-3 and vegetables. Okay, and all of these nutrients play a really big role in cell function and brain function. Okay, so the grain oils, this is the part that really opened my eyes and gave me a better understanding, why people were struggling with low energy and even mental clarity. Grain oils are no longer in our foods, no longer in our breads, our cereals, our pastas. And the doctor made a powerful statement that essential fatty acid deficiency is perhaps the most important health problem in America. They started milling and processing our grains in the 40s, and in the 50s, chronic fatigue became an epidemic because of the removal of these essential lipids in phytosterols that we're going to be talking about. So do we need to supplement these nutrients? When I started supplementing with the grain oils from Neolife, I couldn't believe the difference in my energy, mental clarity, PMS was gone. And it really made sense. But when you're looking at supplementation, it's scary. There's a lot of products out there and you don't know who to trust. So I'm going to introduce Mary Ellen Vandenbrink, our holistic nutritionist on our Canadian team, who really understands the importance and the quality and what to look for in a supplement. So Mary Ellen Vandenbrink, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Yeah, thank you so much, Nada. And that's so true, because there's so many different products out there on the market. I know even myself, before I was introduced to Neolife, I tried a lot of products and I got no results. And I was a concerned mom at the time, and my son had respiratory issues. And it wasn't until I found whole food supplements from Neolife that we got results. And when I look back, it's no wonder, because when you look at this study, hidden dangers lurking over-the-counter supplements, researchers found from 2007 to 2016, there were 776 products marketed as dietary supplements that had hidden active ingredients that were unsafe or unstudied. And even when I took my holistic nutrition course, there is so many companies out there, and a lot of them call themselves professional lines, but all it means is the way they market it. But when I looked at Neolife, I was so impressed. The fact that it had been around since 1958, over 60 years. And, the whole philosophy of the company, like what Nada was talking about, that it was based on evidence-based research studies. And you think about it, with our brain being made of fat, how important are those essential fatty acids to our diet? And so they base it on whole food nutrition, and they have hundreds of milestones and achievements. You look at the research behind Neolife, they're ahead, so far ahead than so many other companies out there. And so you think, well, why do I need whole food? Well, food is our medicine. There's intrinsic factors in food. And when a product has all these factors, you absorb it better and you get better results. And the reason that Neolife has this high quality control is because of their scientific advisory board. And I always say you can be 100% sure what's on that label is in the bottle and nothing else, but also they test to make sure what's in the bottle gets into the body. And the reason for this is the founder, Dr. Arthur First, was one of the top toxicologists in the world. He actually was the co-founder of oral chemotherapy. And when he was doing his research in cancer, he found nutrients in food to prevent disease. So that's when he joined up with Neolife in the 1970s. And he set up our prestigious scientific advisory board of world-renowned scientists and researchers. And they're not just a good-looking doctor who endorses the product, they're involved in the research and development, and very, very well known in scientific circles around the world as well. So the key philosophy of Neolife is based in nature. So they use the finest natural ingredients from whole food, but it's also backed by science. It has evidence-based research. It's delivered in very absorbable forms. So because if we can't absorb a product and utilize it, we're not going to get the benefits from the product. And there's personalized nutrition. So I'm going to pass it back to Nada, and she's going to talk about core nutrition, because no matter what situation you're dealing with, or even with prevention, you got to have the core nutrients before you can get started.
Absolutely, and the foundation. And I'm going to be focusing.
Oh, you're okay now. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, thank you. So I am going to be focusing on the foundation of good health and getting your cells healthy, and filling some of those nutritional gaps for general good quality health. And that's really important. And then Marilyn's going to go into a little more detail on some key nutrients that really play a role in brain function and getting our brain cells healthy, which is really important. So the Pro Vitality is kind of like the core nutrition and the foundation of our health pack. Okay. And these 4 ingredients, these 4 little products that are in this pack, fill those gaps, especially from that Lancet study. They talked about the grain oils, the fish, right, the fruits and vegetables that we're just not getting enough of in our diet. So this little pack, I like to call it like a powerhouse because it has a little bit of all these key nutrients to fill those nutritional gaps. But the grain oil gap is the part that is really, really critical because this is what the company started with back in 1958, are the oils from grain, these essential lipids and phytosterols, but it's less gluten than a bowl of gluten-free cereal. And that's really important because people have a lot of sensitivities to wheat and grains, and it's unfortunate. It's because of what man has done to wheat, okay? So we're talking about just these essential lipids that are found in the grain. And this was developed after hospital research study with people that were suffering with chronic fatigue. And they discovered that these grain oils played a really big role in cell function, okay? It helps with cellular energy and efficiency. So how does it work? Every cell in your body, and we have trillions of cells, surround the cell membrane to allow nutrients in and waste out. So if we're not getting these grain oils in our diet, this is what your cell looks like. The nutrients are having a hard time getting in, and the waste is having a difficult time getting out. So by adding Tri-N, all of a sudden the nutrients are getting in, the waste is getting out. And what I found after taking this product, I just felt I was sleeping better. So I woke up feeling more fresh, rested, and it made sense. The nutrients from my diet were just being utilized much better. And then there's the fruits and vegetables. I mean, we should be eating 9 to 13 servings, right, of dark colored fruits and vegetables every single day. So the carotenoids that's in this little pack is made from your dark colored fruits and vegetables to help you fill that nutritional gap. So it's made from carrots and tomatoes and peaches and apricots and spinach. And one of these capsules that's in this pack, you take 1 pack a day. In a month, it's equivalent to consuming over 80 pounds of raw fruits and vegetables in every box. And the USDA researchers, they proved that it'll boost your immune system 37% in 20 days, published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition and presented at the New York Academy of Sciences. Okay, powerful product for the immune system. This is one of the products that really helped me with my allergies. It was patented. That's how unique it is, okay? So the other nutrient that's in this pack is the omega-3, the salmon oil plus, okay? And what's very unique about this fish oil, it has a family of 8 omega-3. When you eat a piece of salmon, there's 8 omega-3. There's a lot of fish oils on the market that only have EPA and DHA. So you're not getting that whole family, the full spectrum of those essential fatty acids. Another thing that's unique, it's tested for over 200 contaminants, with an allowance of 0, okay? And it was proven in clinical trials to reduce inflammation 68% in just 8 weeks. Marilyn, maybe might be a good time for you to share your migraine story, because this is the product that really helped you.
Yeah, once my son started doing better, I just started on the basic Pro Vitality, but when I started looking into it, I go, wow, the inflammation is a key driver for migraines. And once I added the salmon oil, my migraines got further and further apart until eventually they were totally gone. And I used to be debilitated with them, like in a dark room, throwing up the whole bit. And I haven't had a migraine in like 27 years. So it's amazing.
And this is one of my favorites, because this is what really helped my mom with her aches and pains and her fibromyalgia. So reducing inflammation is the key, but also plays a role in brain function that we're going to be talking about as we get a little further on in the presentation. But this is the key. So tested for 200 contaminants with an allowance of 0, but proven to reduce the inflammation 68% in 8 weeks. Okay, so this is powerful. So when you look at chronic inflammation, it can lead to many issues. So it's a root cause of many issues. And again, tonight we're focusing on Alzheimer's and dementia and brain function, okay? So to start your day, we have a breakfast pack, which is a great way to start your day with energy, mental clarity. And this is what I started taking over 30 years ago that really helped me. And adding the protein shake, the Neolife shake, just kind of help me fill some of those other nutritional gaps in my diet, especially when you're looking at breakfast. Okay. Now, being a police officer, yes, we did drink a lot of coffee, but there's a lot of people that start their morning with coffee. Okay. And sometimes that's all they start their morning with, or it's a lot of carbohydrates. And remember, when we looked at the brain, what does it need? Protein, essential fatty acids, right? It's hard to get these nutrients. So breakfast is critical. And when I started taking the Neolife shake, that's what really completed that nutritional gaps in my diet. And what's nice about the Neolife shake, it's natural, completely natural. It's easy to digest, has 18 grams of protein, has a branched chain amino acids, 5 grams of fiber, glycemic control response. So get your blood sugar in that glycemic control zone and keeps the blood sugar there so you feel that energy all day. You don't go get those highs and lows that some people get throughout the day if they start the morning with a glass of orange juice and cereal, which is a high glycemic spike. So it has your vitamins and minerals, whole food antioxidants, and there's nothing artificial in this product. No high fructose corn syrup, no preservatives, no gluten, 90% lactose free, so it's very easy to digest, and no GMO ingredients, okay? So when you look at that breakfast pack, it definitely is that core nutrition. You do your protein shake in the morning. Now, you can do it with water and make it simple with just some ice cubes and just make it cold, or you can make it really thick and make a smoothie. I love it with spinach and kale, and I put frozen berries. So you can make it really, really fancy, or just put in a shaker cup and make it really, really simple. So it just depends on, how you like to start your morning and if you have time in the morning. So this is the core nutrition, a vitamin pack, the Pro Vitality, and your Neolife shake. So then we've got some other areas that are targeted for the brain. And this is where I would love to have Mary Ellen come back and share her expertise on some of the other key nutrients that play a really big role in brain function.
Yeah, that's so true, Nada, because especially when you were talking about the glycemic control in the protein shake, because, a lot of people have kind of heard, like, even Alzheimer's is known as type 3 diabetes, because sugar is an oxidant. It damages the brain. So a lot of people don't realize, even by taking that protein shake in the morning, you're protecting your brain from oxidative damage. So for targeted solutions, we want to talk about cognitive health, cognitive function, because we want the brain to work optimally. That's our goal, right? So as you can see, the amount of people that have, severe or moderate memory impairment, they say by 2050 is going to be like 6.2 million people. There's a huge problem out there. So it's so important for prevention to keep your brain functioning right. So to give you some everyday signs of mild memory loss, it could be that you walk into a room and you forget why you're there. But we kind of all do that sometimes. But when you're doing it all the time, that's when you worry. When you misplace your glasses, your keys, your pens. Do you have trouble remembering where you parked your car? Do you ever look up at a phone number, then forget it before you can even dial it? And you tell people you'll call them back and then you forget. So these are signs of mild memory loss, where it's kind of a key that you need to, give some more nutrition to the brain. So what's the solution? Well, you want to keep your mind active. Things like Sudoku and reading and math. All those things are good to work the brain. Omega-3 fatty acids are outstanding for the brain, and we'll talk a little bit more about that. And antioxidants from these super fruits, very, very important. And there is some supportive herbs as well. So when you look at omega-3s and brain health, it supports a healthy brain and nervous system function. It's vital to brain development and function. That's why it's so important for pregnant moms to be on omega-3s, and even when they're nursing. Long-term brain health, it helps retain better cognitive function over time. So that means that it helps you stay your brain staying younger much longer. It helps. Omega-3s have also been shown to lead to a marked increase in mental performance and IQ scores, which is very important for everybody, and especially our children, and associated with better brain and vision development for babies. So there's so many benefits to omega-3s in the brain. So as Nada mentioned, this is like ultra pure. There's so many different saminols on there. Like, I know I was at a friend's house and he had been just diagnosed with macular degeneration, and he was told to get a saminol. So of course he goes and picks up, an over the counter So I actually got a styrofoam plate and put the salmon oil, and it burned right through that salmon oil, right through that styrofoam plate in like 15 minutes. It just ate it away. But you think about it, a piece of fish, you put it on a plate, it doesn't eat it away. So this is so, so important. And having 3 of these a day is like having a salmon dinner's worth of omega-3s, but it's so hard to eat fish these days, especially the mercury and stuff is not something you want in your brain. And so now when you look at some of these superfruits, you're hearing a lot about pomegranate, acai, and all these super things, because it actually has what they call polyphenols and antioxidants. These actually can cross the blood-brain barrier and protect the brain. It promotes health and well-being, mental agility, and maximize healthy lifespan. So these superfruits are so, so important for the brain. Because what do? Well, the 2 evil twins of aging are inflammation and oxidation. Those are the 2 things that damage the brain and the rest of the body as well, for sure. So when you look at the new frontiers in health and longevity, nutrition for the brain, protection for the mind, sharpness for today, and clarity for tomorrow. And this is where the tray, it's based on the ancient wisdom. And as you can see, you know, a lot of those super berries, but it's backed by modern science. And it has so many benefits. So it's a liquid, it's not a juice, it's like a nutritional essence because it's very concentrated. You literally drink like 1 ounce at a time. It's so powerful. It tastes delicious. And it has an amazing berry blend of blueberry, blackcurrant, elderberry, red grape, bilberry, white grape, and cranberry. But also has resveratrol. You know, you hear about in red wine, that ingredient that they find in France, people live so long and they're so healthy, but you can get it, of course, without the alcohol. And alpha lipoic acid, which is a super antioxidant, also very good for blood sugar control. So, and it's naturally sweetened just with a little bit of agave. So there's no sugar at all in it. So the Neolife differences is actually standardized because a lot of these berry products, not every batch is the same. So you want to make sure that every time you drink it, you're getting exactly the same amount of the polyphenols and the punacollagen content. That's the power thing. And it's also qualified for the potency of the resveratrol and alpha lipoic acid, and it's so antioxidant rich. In fact, having 1 ounce is like having 20 times the punacollagens of fresh pomegranate juice. And you know, the problem with a lot of the juices out there, there's so much sugar. And 5 to 10 times the resveratrol of fine red wine, 7 times the antioxidant power of ripe red tomatoes, and 6 times the alpha lipoic acid of fresh spinach. So of course, to eat all that every single day is pretty challenging. So this is a great way to help fill the gap. So more of these benefits for superfruits. Well, of course, mental clarity and cognitive longevity. So, so important for the brain. Also very good for the eyes too. Heart and circulatory system, cellular health and vitality, and even for your joints because it's anti-inflammatory and antioxidant and anti-aging. We also have some herbs for cognitive function too that support mental performance. And these stabilize the nervous system and enhance mental function. They help restore the physiological balance of the brain because often the brain gets out of balance, and it enhances the blood flow to the brain, which is so important to facilitate the supply of nutrients, but we also have to be able to remove the waste from the brain as well. So the herbs that are helpful are ginkgo, rosemary, and red sage. These have antioxidant properties and help increase the blood flow to the brain. It supports concentration, alertness, and healthy memory function. Gotu kola improves blood flow to the brain. It's a mild anti-stress properties because, of course, what does stress do? Stress increases inflammation, right? Sweet basil promotes mental calm, clarity, and steady mood. Thyme is an antioxidant properties that support the brain health. And skull flower, which helps with anxiety and stress, which so many people are dealing with right now. So these herbs are all in Neolife's Mind Enhancement Complex. And I know when you start taking this, you're not going to notice a difference like tomorrow. You have to keep taking it to give the brain a chance to refunction. But usually people notice after a few months, their memory gets better, more focused concentration, clear thinking, quicker recall when they need it. It also increases circulation, stimulates the nervous system, and increases antioxidant activity. And it stabilizes and enhances mental function. So it's a really powerful product. And the Neolife difference is it's a comprehensive, unique multi-herb formula. So it's not just an isolated herb, because there's synergistic effects, which means they work together to optimize mental performance and acuity. It's a synergistic herbal extract blend. It has that ginkgo biloba for mental clarity, and it's guaranteed for purity, potency, and consistency. With standardized, again, to make sure that all the nutrients are in the herbs. There's a lot of issues out there that some of the herbs have stuff, the next batch maybe doesn't. So it's a big problem. And also there's a lot of toxins in a lot of the herbs too. So you have to make sure that every single ingredient is tested. And it's 100% naturally sourced ingredients with no animal sources. So it's great for people who are vegan as well. And another product that I love for brain health, which we didn't focus on, is our lecithin. And lecithin is, it actually is, it's good for your liver as well. It helps to break the fats, but it's wonderful. I have a lot of people who, I know one of my friends, she said, since I've been taking that lecithin, when I go in her room, I can remember everyone's name now. She says, so it's really good for mental recall too. And Nat, I know you, again, to summarize, you do the breakfast pack, you can add on a couple of those extras, but I know Natalie, you've got some favorites here too.
Yeah, and you know what? We didn't focus on our kids today, but I did want to share with you that my little sister, her son Dwayne, was diagnosed with mild autism, and you know, the first thing she said to me is, "Okay," and she was so grateful that she can rely heavily on the kids' products. And she's had Dwayne on the children Vita Squares, the Vita Guard, and believe it or not, she has him on the salmon oil and acidophilus, which is good bacteria for his gut, and the protein shake. So that's kind of like the adult version of the breakfast pack with a few extra nutrients. And you know, whenever they had like a assisted teacher that would come into the house and help him with some of his learning, and she would always comment and compliment on how quickly he picked things up, and how there was no issues, no challenges, and he's such an incredible kid. He's doing amazing in school. And yeah, so I just wanted to say that I really, you know, we're grateful, and we always say that if it wasn't for the Neolife products, we just don't know where he would be today. And he loves that tray. So my sister makes a juice like you do for your grandkids, Mary Ellen, with that antioxidant drink in his water with some ice, a little bit of sparkling water. And again, it's just a great way to feel like they're having some pop and they're not having pop. So just again, so don't forget our kids. So that's also some of my favorite products are the kids' nutrition as well. So thank you so much. But we have a special lady on tonight that's going to share her story on the breakfast pack and the tray. And I have to say, when I introduced Violet to the products, she did not want to take that Neolife shake, and she's going to share her journey with you on how the products and eventually adding the shake has impacted her mental health. So Violet.
Yes, thank you, Nada. I just wanted to mention that I got into Neolife products beginning of this year, and I started with Pro Vitality, and then I did not want to try the shake for some reason. I'm not a shake person, so I was trying to avoid it, but with the three-day detox, which is one of the amazing products, I'm getting so many good testimonies. And in that, there was 2 packs of shakes that I needed to take for like breakfast and lunch. So I did that, and I actually enjoyed it. So, and then from that day onward, I said, okay, you know, I changed my mind. I'm going to buy the shake pack and see how it goes. So I tried it, and I can really say that it made a big difference in me, like digestive system got regulated, and also especially with the mental health part. You know, I was having fogginess all the time, mental fog all the time. I cannot remember, or when I have to be very detailed with my information for my job, I will forget few items, and you know, I would feel bad because I'm talking to the client and I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, you know. And so I was like, you know, I need to take care of this issue. And so when I started taking the shake every morning or afternoon, it changed it. It started to change the brain fog, just started to leave, I saw a difference and I could start thinking better. And then I also had energy, and then memory got better. And with that, I started adding the tray, the antioxidant liquid every morning, because I had some issues with my eye. And so I wanted to make sure that that would help me. And I do see a very big difference. Soon after my eye surgery, I couldn't see anything. And now I'm starting to see better. I could use the computer better. And I take the tray and it gives me, with the energy, I feel most, strength in my body. So it has done miracles for me. I'm so grateful for these products, and I can share with the other people. And I have been telling everybody about these products, especially the ones that I'm using with my testimony. And I wanted to thank all the people who have been helping me and guiding me to get better. And I wanted to help everybody that I could to get better with Neolife products. It works. So thank you. I wanted
Thank
to
you so
share.
much. Really appreciate you sharing this evening. And I mean, it's been a pleasure watching you grow and just dive into the products and be consistent. I think that's the key thing, right? To good nutrition is like eating healthy all the time, right? Some people say, if I take it and I get better, should I stop? And I always say, you could stop if you want, but you want to go back to feeling the way you were feeling, right? So it's just good nutrition, good whole food. And that's what supplements do, right? Violet, we talk a lot about this, is filling the nutritional gaps as to what's missing in our diet. It'd be really difficult to eat all those foods and to get the abundance that we need every single day. So thank you so much for sharing with us this evening. Really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you. So, a lot of people we've got some amazing group on tonight. I just want to share with you that you're probably wondering, how do I get a hold of these products? And I'm really excited to share with you, to join our wellness club, it's free. Okay. And as soon as you register as a member, you get 15% off. And that vitamin pack or the breakfast pack or even that bottle of tray, it's a month's supply, okay? And when you register with the company and you go on auto ship, so an auto delivery, you automatically get wholesale price on the supplements, which is 25% off. So it's a great way to get a discount. And when you stay on the products, after 6 months, the company will give you your shipping back. And you can spend that money on other products. You can try some of the other products that we have. We have biodegradable cleaning products. We've got some skincare. You can experiment with some of the other products using your shipping dollars that you've spent. So it's a great way. The company is just offering this as a thank you for being a loyal customer. And if you refer 3 people to that Vitality Pack or the breakfast pack, you get yours free. And I remember when Violet started feeling good with that breakfast pack, she was so excited, started sharing with her family, her friends, her kids. And then she's like, Nana, I'm getting my breakfast pack free every month. So that's what's really nice about referring people, especially once you get the products into you. It's so nice. The company rewards you and gives you your products for free. There's also different challenges that you can enter, especially if you need to be a part of a group to be more accountable. We have a fitness challenge, a weight loss challenge that you can join, and there's a fitness class that you can join every morning as well. So this is the most popular pack, was what we call the breakfast pack, which is the core nutrition. So you have your vitamin pack and your protein shakes, and it comes in 4 delicious flavors: vanilla, chocolate, and creamy berry. Okay, so these are the different ways of getting started. So the Vitality is just your vitamins, okay, your Vitality pack. And when you add the protein shake, you're getting two packets of the protein. That's our breakfast pack, and that's a month's supply. And if you're doing a weight loss, then you're doing 2 protein shakes a day. So that's how we've got the Shape Up pack or the weight loss pack there for those of you that are looking at shedding a few pounds. Okay, and let's see. There we go. So the breakfast pack is definitely our bestseller. Okay, so again, when you refer 3, you get yours free. And that can happen anytime. Okay, so whenever you do that, then the company will recognize that you've shared it with 3 people, and the next month, they will ship your breakfast pack for free. Okay, there's also a Facebook group that we have called Neolife Healthy Living Community. We have over 8,000 members that are part of this group now. And what's really nice about this group, it's people sharing their experiences on the product. And there's so many testimonials and stories, alphabetical, everywhere from arthritis to digestion to, oh my goodness, psoriasis and eczema and brain fog, everything, fibromyalgia. So some of them are live video interviews. Some of them are written testimonials with pictures. So it's just a great way for you to see and read some stories from people that they've shared about their experience with the Neolife supplements. And then there's one more option. And this is where I started as a customer. I started using the products. I got excited about helping my mom and my aunt and my sisters. And then I realized that there was something more to this company. So if you or someone you know enjoys helping others, this is an incredible business. And I know, there's many of you that are on the call tonight that started just like that. And now you're excited to share and you're building a little part-time business. And, where can you start a business for less than $100? And that's where I was at 30 years ago. I wasn't planning on leaving my job. I really thought that was going to be my source of income for the rest of my life. But then I realized I wanted more time freedom, flexibility. I wanted to work from home, wanted to start a family, so once you start building a business and sharing and you're making an extra $500 a month, $1,000 a month, and you see that income grow, that's when I saw the bigger picture. And I realized that I knew that I could eventually leave my job. So I was able to leave my job at age 30 and my husband at age 35. So he left his police career after 15 years of policing. But I have to say, if it wasn't for the products and people coming back month after month, and having that impact, there's no way that I could build a solid business. And there's another Facebook group where you can hear more business stories and business testimonials on people sharing, again, all video interviews, where you can hear their stories on how they started. Many of them started with supplements because of products and health issues, and then sharing with their family and their friends. And then they generated this incredible business that builds residual income because people get results. Okay, so and Mary Ellen, maybe you could share a little bit about your business journey, because when I met you, you were working as a law clerk and not really looking for a business either.
Yeah, that's so true, Nada, because when I was introduced, I just wanted to get my family healthy. But once I started seeing the results, I couldn't not share it. Just like a good book or a good restaurant, I just started sharing my story. And I realized there were so many people out there who were looking for products that worked and had issues, and and they got started on the products, and before I realized, I started generating extra checks, which, even though my husband and I had a great job, we paid a lot of money in income tax, and there was we just seemed to run out of money before we ran out of month. So the extra income was great, and then eventually we were able to travel with our kids, and then eventually I quit my job and went back to school and became a holistic nutritionist, and I get to spend time with my grandkids, and it's definitely given us so much freedom, which I never realized when we got started.
Awesome. So thank you so much. So those of you that just want to try the products, you can join for free and join our wellness club. If you're curious about the business, ask the person that invited you here this evening to give you some more information and invite you to those other Facebook groups that we talked about. And if you're still just wanting to learn more and check us out and research the company, ask questions, fire away. We're here to help you and support you every step of the way. So I am going to stop the recording and open it up to questions. So I want to thank you again, and thank you, Mary Ellen, and thank you, Violet. Really appreciate you sharing this evening.